Good morning, second period. I'm so sorry I can't be with you guys today, but I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Let's go ahead. Hopefully you finished your last three problems. So let's look here at number 10. All right, so this is a fraction, which means division. So we have our quotient rule. You have to remember those exponent rules. So look up above the smart board, you'll see the quotient rule, and that says x to the a over x to the b is equal to x to the a minus b. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that now. But that's the rule that we're going to be using today. So we just divide everything like normal. So I'll divide my whole numbers like normal. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, I'm not going to say 4 over 1, just 4. All right, and let's look at our x's. X to the 6 over x to the second. Well, using our rule, that would be x to the 6 over x to the second. That would be x to the 6 minus 2, which is x to the 4th. All right, positive x to the 4th. And the reason why that is because remember, let me find some spot to write. So that would be x times x times x times x times x times x, all divided by x times x. And we just go through and kind of reduce. What is x divided by x? Well, that's 1. X divided by x is also 1. And then I can't do anything else. I can't reduce any further, so I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4 x's, or x to the 4th power. Okay, so that's where that's coming from. All right, we can do the same thing with our y. So our y is y to the negative 4th minus a negative 6. Okay, what do we call this thing right here that's happening? A double negative. Yes, okay, so what do we do to double negatives? Make them a giant plus sign. And so I have negative 4 plus 6. Negative 4 plus 6 is positive 2. So I have y to the positive 2nd power. And then, let's see, that was those guys. And then the last guy we need is our z. So that would be, let me do it over here, z to the 2nd minus 3. Well, 2 minus 3 is negative 1, right? Negative 1, z to the negative 1. Am I allowed to have negative exponents? Okay, you can also take a look up at the negative exponent rule. The answer is no, we don't do negative exponents, and the way we move them is just, or fix that, is just moving him up or down. So I'm just going to move him down, and he'll become positive, or z to the positive 1st power. So looking at my answer choices, we could have definitely eliminated A and C off the bat. B has a negative exponent too, which we don't ever have negative exponents. So D would have been your best answer there. All right, let's talk about number 11. Number 11 says, what is the value of x in the solution to the system of equations? Systems of equations, you should be thinking matrix, okay? Matrix. We plug this in and we go figure that out. The calculator steps for matrix are at the bottom of this board, okay? Matrix calculator steps. So in order to do the matrix, they first need to be in standard form. Okay, you have to remember what standard form is, and that's ax plus by equals c. Alright, so I need to make both of these guys look that way. You could also do solving. Substitution would be a great one here too. You could substitute in this y right here and plug it in up there. You could maybe set it up for elimination if you wanted to, or you could do graphing. But I know most of you guys prefer the matrix, so let's get these guys into standard form. Alright, so I went ahead and fixed them up to put them into standard form. All I did was I subtracted the 2y. This guy, subtracted him over to the other side, so I was left with the 3x minus 2y equals positive 14. And then for this one, I just needed to move the 6x over by adding 6x to both sides, so we get positive 6x plus y equals 18. So go ahead and plug those into your calculator. I'm going to get mine going too. Alright, so get out your calculator. Let's remember how to do the matrix. If you don't remember, we go to second matrix, and we go over to edit. And we want to edit A, and you got to make it a 2 by 3. And I went through and I already plugged in my numbers. So we got 3, negative 2, 14, 6, 1, and 18. So then I'm going to go back to second. Actually, I'm going to go quit out of here. Go back to the home screen. Now I'm going to go back into the matrix. And I want to math. Now, who remembers which one it is? Which one of those looks familiar? Ooh. I think it's going to be down here. So scroll down a little bit. Remember, it's actually letter B, the one that says ref, ref, 2 R's. So I'm going to hit that one, and I want it to do it to go back to the matrix one more time. I want to select A, close it up, and hit enter. Now remember, we got a decimal. You can go math, enter, enter. It'll give you a fraction. And so remember, what do the top values give us? What does this one mean? Is this X or Y? Hopefully you remember that if this is X, the top one is X, and then the bottom one is Y. So we have 10 thirds, comma 2. 10 thirds, comma 2. And the question asks, what is the value of X in the solution? Which one is X? This one is X, so positive 10 thirds. Awesome. All right, and let's finish up on number 12. Number 12, which coordinate pair is a solution set for y is less than 1 minus 6x? All right, so to find a coordinate pair that is in the solution set, so this is an inequality. Remember our inequalities, they look like this. They're still kind of like lines. This one would be a dashed line that goes through +1 with a slope of -6, so something kind of like that. And its values less than, so we would shade below. So a solution would be in the shaded region. Okay, so you could graph this thing if you wanted to, or you can just plug in these different x and y values and see who ends up giving you a true statement. So like this is x, that's y. So if I say 0 is less than 1 minus 6 times x, which is 1, well, 0 less than 1 minus 6 times 1 is 6. 1 minus 6, 1 minus 6 is -5. Is 0 less than -5? Look at your number line, and the answer is no. So he makes a false statement. That is not less than. So we're going to do that for all of our different points. All right, so I went through each of these guys and plugged in x and y. So we're already done with that one. Now looking at the orange one, or letter C, I plugged in 1 and 0. 6 times 0 is 0, so I'm just left with 1 is less than 1. Now 1 is not less than 1, right? If it had the equal to sign, that could be a true statement, but it doesn't, so that's not going to be true. And then the blue was letter B. Plugged in -1 and 1. -1 is not less than -5, so he's not going to be the guy. But option D, letter D, plugged in -1 and 1, and we get -6 times -1 is +6. 1 plus 6 is 7. Is 1 less than 7? And the answer is yes. So you should have got D there. All right, go ahead and hang on to this one more time. Put it in that super safe place, and you guys will be turning this into me on Wednesday. So make sure if you were absent at all, make sure that you complete those problems and you get this all finished up, and I'll take that for an easy grade on Wednesday. Y'all keep acting correct and nice for our sub, and get ready for the next note video.